to Partner News today, June 26, 2024. Sadly, we don't have time for Picayune news today. We're pressed for time. However, I would be remiss if I did not thank you all for your emails about strange news items in your social media feeds. I received about a dozen photographs referencing people bathing while dressed. Oh dear. There was even one with a Star Trek theme that I did not understand. Nevertheless, thank you, everyone. We also received several emails absolutely insisting, that bags of water with coins inside have nothing to do with vampires, Jordan. Yeah? It's either to do with flies or mosquitoes. I'm really still not sure. Thank you for sending in your ideas. I do appreciate your time. Okay, today we'll be visiting with Shellie to hear more of her picks for what is on offer from Verizon that you can be upselling or cross-selling right now. Then we'll be meeting with Nate Warren and Roy Carpenter, who are two experts on telematics. But first, hey Shellie, how are you?
It's going great. Trying to beat the heat. Woo! Yeah, it is a little toasty now. We're supposed to be, I think, 101 today.
Oh my. Yeah, and it's down in beautiful, hot Amarillo. By the way, who decided on the name Amarillo? Does it not mean yellow? Amarillo?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
yes.
So where does the name come from?
I think, well, I don't know. Our first settlers here in the Panhandle, of course, we're Indians, of course. And then Texas really started up in the Panhandle. There's a musical here called Texas, and it talks about all the real people, Captain Goodnight, the starting of Texas. And so it's kind of, I've wondered that myself. I might have to look into that.
Please. Okay, your task for next time.
Yes, my homework.
Excellent. So what have you been up to the last few days?
Yes, on Saturday we will, we are super excited. I am, at least. It hasn't been on television for quite a few years. And it is the Miss Texas pageant, which is affiliated with Miss America. And the reason that it's really near and dear to my heart, especially to my mom and I and my dad, is because we had two Miss Amarillos win Miss Texas whenever we had the Miss Amarillo Scholarship Organization, and top 10 at Miss America. So I'm very familiar with the organization. I love their nonprofit, the very community servant orientated, where, they give back. It's not just about a crown. And so we have two Miss Amarillos that won Miss Texas, eventually won Miss Texas, won. Interesting. One of the Miss Amarillos is Arian, and the other one was Morgan. Anyway, Morgan, her niece is competing for Miss Texas on Saturday, and Arian's daughter is competing for Miss Texas. And I've actually worked with Arian's daughter, Sadie, before. And so getting them ready and supporting them. And I'm very excited. One is a beautiful dancer. One is a great singer. You get to see talent. You get to see beautiful evening gowns. They have fitness. It's just, they do private interviews. So it's not all about the pretty face. It's just a great organization. I've supported it for years. And it, like I said, they also had a memorial scholarship, Patty Stapp Memorial Scholarship given on Sunday, which I believe is the largest one that was given that day, if I'm not mistaken. I looked at all of them. It's a $1,500 scholarship that they submitted essays, and the Stapp family got to pick the winner.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness me. Good. And this, of course, will give you very happy memories of your late mother as well.
Yes, we had the scholarship pageant for 15 years, and a lot of hard work, but a lot of great memories, a lot of young women that we're still family and close to. And so Yeah, this is a nice memory. That's for sure.
Good. Oh, Rick, you've joined us.
Yeah.
So, Shellie and I have been looking at some of these photographs that the partners have been sending in. People have been sending us in all these photographs of clear plastic polythene bags with coins and water in them. And as you may remember from a couple of weeks ago, Jordan saying that something to do with vampires. I think it's a load of, you know. So apparently you believe that bags of water and coins will keep what away? Vampires?
Well, actually, it's when you go deep sea diving and you collect coins from treasure. When you
Yes.
take them out of the ocean that have been in there for a few thousand years, you have to put them back in water so they don't corrode and fade away. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that makes good sense to me. But why would you have to take the deep sea the deep sea coins and hang them on the front porch? You know, where I bash my face into them when I visit someone's house.
Well, it's to encourage people to come steal them so you don't have to deal with it and file taxes.
Okay, so
No,
it's
I'm kidding.
minis.
It's to stop flies. It's actually a proven slash unproven way of keeping flies away from your area, and it works really well, but never has for me.
So it works really well for everyone we know, except when I try it. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yes, exactly. That's why we wear hats, because if we run into it, you hit this first. Exactly. I'm
So
good
does it
for
make
helpful hints.
that's been really helpful? Does it make any difference which denomination of coin one uses? Does it have to be pennies, or could I use quarters or nickels?
Well, if you don't put pesos in, then you don't keep the Spanish flies away.
I'm sorry, say that again. We shouldn't use pesos.
Yeah, because then you don't keep the Spanish flies away.
You don't keep the Spanish flies away. Okay, we're
Uh-huh.
better not. We're going to stay away from that topic of Spanish flies. How about euros? Does it work with euros?
I would assume it would. You mean Oreos?
I'm sure that would attract the flies.
I think they would attract flies. Yes, I agree.
In a bag?
How about these like the coins with the holes in them, the Japanese yen? How about could you string out the coins and just don't bother about the bags filled with water?
Oh, so kind of like how you put popcorn on a string to put on
That's
your
the one.
Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that keep flies away?
I guess it would. I
Right.
mean, it would. I don't know. I
All
mean,
right.
they might have too much iron in the diet and they see that and they run away. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up on behalf of bags of water.
Very, very educational.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
can follow me on Facebook and Twitter for more info and helpful hints.
Okay. All right. No, thank you very much, Rick James,
Okay.
for joining us. Before you go, how are things there over there in Shanghai today?
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
You're not allowed to talk about it. Okay. That's good to know. Good to know.
Okay, I'm
All
going to have
right.
to leave now before I get in trouble.
Fantastic. Rick James Stapp, thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye.
He's already gone, Shellie. He's already gone. My son and I got 4 mosquito bites at the weekend. Yeah, but 4 mosquito bites up here is definitely much better than 40.
Maybe you should put more bags of coins on your front door. Maybe you have the wrong currency. Anyway, your son, yes. I'm
Yeah,
definitely.
thank you. My son and I had the easiest camping experience of my life. We normally we go and we camp in the mountains with Trail Life, which is a boys and men's organization, and usually we're in the wilderness. This time, we camped out Saturday night till early Sunday morning on the actual infield of our local baseball club, Chuckers. So we got to go to the game. We did a little bit of service work, and then we camped actually on the infield. So it was the flattest, most comfortable grass I think I've ever pitched a tent on. So
Wow.
we had fun last night, and my son got to play with. Yeah, my son got to play with all his friends, and I got to mix and mingle with all the other men. So I mean,
Oh,
that
that's
was even though it was only
wonderful.
one evening. It's still great to get away from this desk, and
Yeah.
have some outdoor fun.
Get away from technology. Were you away? Were you unhooked? Were you
Oh yeah.
unplugged from
Nobody
technology?
looked at their Yeah, no, nobody looks at their smartphones, thank goodness, unless, of course, it's an emergency. So, Shelley, we're just a few days away from July the 1st. What can you tell us about the third quarter?
Neil, although I know many of the Q3 offers, unfortunately, they are under embargo.
Oh,
And
come
I can't tell you
on.
about them
Come
until
on.
I know, until July the 1st. I know, I'm sorry.
No.
But I do have a news flash.
Oh, you got a news flash.
Yes,
Oh, can we do
newsflash.
the music?
I need a
Can we do the music?
sound effect, I feel like. But
Yeah, we need to do 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 do. We need to do one of these little ticker tape things, do we
across
not?
the
Do do
bottom, yes,
do
there we
do
go.
do 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 do. And Shelly stop in 3, 2.
It's an offer that's available today and runs all through Q3. Breaking news. Backed by popular demand, customers who sign
Oh, fantastic. All right, Shelley, thank you so much for doing the news flash. I really like the style today. Okay, that's a lot of fun.
wonderful,
And I look
wonderful.
forward to seeing you in a couple. Actually, um, yeah, it's actually in 3 weeks. I need to tell everybody we're not getting together again for 3 weeks. And at the end of the show, I'll just confirm the date of our next Partner
Okay,
News Live. Okay, so I look forward to
great.
seeing you then. Take care,
Good to
Shelley.
see you too. See you next time.
By now, you all know that at Connectus, we're always looking for opportunities for you to increase revenues through cross selling to existing customers or finding new ones. For today, that opportunity is telematics. And so we've got Nate Warren and Roy Carpenter, who are both experts from Verizon Connect. Hello, guys. How are you today?
Good. Hey, Neil, we're doing great. How about you?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for coming on. So, listen, I mean, most of our agents have been with us for years, but we have got a few new ones. So, Nate, can I ask you, could you just explain at a high level briefly what is Verizon Connect?
Sure. Well, to begin with, when I say Verizon Connect, we're in the telematics space. Most people know what telematics is. So, when you just start with the basic explanation of what is telematics in its broadest sense, right? Telematics is really the joining of two different sciences. You take telecommunications, what hopefully we're all familiar with by now, and then you match that with different branches of technology. So cables, informations, computers, machines, things like that, and then you connect them through that network. It's a common use phrase, telematics, when they talk about commercial fleet vehicles, which that is the space that Verizon Connect plays in. So Verizon Connect, as a global leader in telematics products and services, we primarily focus on delivering kind of 5 fundamental values to the consumer. We help consumers with compliance of their fleet vehicles, security and knowing where all their assets are. We increase safety, which also translates into cost savings. We improve efficiency, which also, like I mentioned earlier, translates to cost savings and improving sustainability. And we do this by kind of selling 3 basic fundamental products. We sell vehicle trackers, we sell integrated video cameras that go in the cabs, and then we sell asset trackers. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we do and how we play in the telematics space.
So let's just be clear. There's a difference between telemetry and telematics. Telemetry is just receiving information. So I'm thinking Voyager 1, Voyager 2, or perhaps an aircraft in flight. Telemetry is just the information coming back electronically as to what's going on. Telematics, it gives us our customers the opportunity to interact or just tell the remote device to do something in particular.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. That two-way communication and being able to tap deeper into that device itself. So whether you're getting more information out of a vehicle, an asset, a tanker, a heavy machinery, or even the worker and their schedule and the job that they're doing, there's value in being able to connect all of that and communicate real time back with your office, your headquarters, in order to get more business and increase productivity. So that's really the value of telematics and why that's different than just the one-way communication.
So, is there a difference between telematics to do with asset tracking and vehicle movements and the Internet of Things?
A little bit. It's very similar in kind of its basic structure, right? You're connecting things to get more insights and information on that thing. So ours is just specific into vehicles and assets. Our technology will go, reading actually into the computer of the vehicle. Most of these will go in through the OBD2 port. So we're kind of specialized in reading vehicle information because that's one of your most expensive assets as a company. So protecting it and getting the most out of it is really what we focus on. IoT can connect a bunch of other things out there.
Thank you. Right. For anyone that's wondering what NATE means, most of us already know. What is the OBD2 port?
OBD2 port in the car is typically where you guys would find your, it's right under the steering wheel, usually under that area. There's a harness that you guys can actually, it hangs a little bit down, but you guys can plug that into the OBD2 port. Usually, if you go to your auto parts store, they'll usually plug a device in there to see what the diagnostics is of the vehicle and so on and so forth. So a lot of different ways that can pull information. It can obviously track certain things from a security standpoint. It could do that as well. So there's a lot of different benefits to the OBD2 port and what it can provide.
So yeah, most of us with our personal vehicles, we're familiar with the OBD2 port only when we've had to take it over to the auto shop and have them plug in and tell me why my check engine light's on. That's the same port we're talking about. Those same ports are built on commercial vehicles, and that is exactly how we plug into reading the computer off the vehicle and getting all that important information, diagnostics, to be used for to help empower the business owner and the owner of that vehicle. Now, yes, it does supply power. So simply by plugging it in, it does power up that fancy little magical device that has all the cellular stuff built in. So the simple plug and play, when you look at our products, you plug it in, it's powered, you're ready to go. And that's why we push our plug and play self-install device so heavily. And it's absolutely taken off right now. So.
Fantastic. How is the device mounted? How is it physically connected inside the vehicle?
Good question. So there's really two options, and in the short answer is depends on the vehicle, year, make, and model, because apparently vehicle manufacturers like to change things up, sometimes for good reasons. Sometimes I think they just do it for fun. But we have a running list of every year, make, model that's out there, and the best way for fitment to work. Sometimes you can just plug the device straight into it and it fits just fine. There's no issues with legroom. You're great. Other times that's not the case. Or sometimes you just don't want it hanging from the OBD2 port and you want it more hidden or secured. We have an answer for that too. We use a simple Y cable that helps you plug into the actual OBD port and then just discreetly run the cable and the device up into the dash, out of sight, out of mind. You don't even know it's there. Either one works, depends on the customer preference and depends on kind of the setup of the vehicle.
Well, so Roy, I wonder, could you take a moment or two just to go through the main values, the main features that Verizon Connect has?
Yeah, so we really have, three main features and product categories that we typically sell with. So we have, our VTU, which stands for Vehicle Tracking Unit. That typically will manage the field teams from, your smartphone, or you could see it from any particular computer. So you can be mobile when you view your workforce. You can see the real-time vehicle and asset locations as well, because leading into that, we also have non-powered and powered assets. So you guys are able to track multiple different types of things. You can track anything from a skid steer to a loader, or some type of a high-end vehicle that you guys have that's maybe stationary or non-stationary. So there's a lot of things you can do from that point. Also too, with that, we have the ability for cameras, both front-facing and rear-facing. So we call that like a dual camera. The importance to this is you guys are able to see your driver-facing, and you can coach those back. So if they were on their cell phone, if there was something where they had an instance where they almost got into an accident, so on and so forth. You can coach that back to them and be able to improve your driving experience, as well as, also utilize it as an exoneration tool.
This is great. Follow-up question for Roy. So, Roy, you talked about asset tracking as in the vehicle's in motion. How about a backhoe or a bulldozer or something that's at a particular site this week or this month, and it's at a different site? If we're just asset tracking where it is in that moment, how would we power the unit so that we would so that Verizon Connect would know where physically it is?
Power the non-powered and powered assets. They obviously have a battery within them, so they have about an 8 to 10 year lifespan. Typically, is what we see just on average. So typically, those those batteries will last that duration, and then by that time, typically we have a newer unit that comes out, and typically the customer will upgrade to a newer unit at that time.
Yeah, we certainly like it when customers upgrade. Last question, because I know the agents will want me to ask this. There are other companies, third-party companies, offering telematics solutions. Is there something that our partners can say to their customers that differentiates Verizon Connect from all these other Me Too companies?
Absolutely, and Neil, I think this is very similar to the way that we sell all of our Verizon products, and making sure that we differentiate, why us over any of the competitors, and the answer is really not that different. So probably the first reason why customers are choosing Verizon Connect, and what really sets us apart, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the brand, right? The breadth of distribution, the Verizon family, the network that we sit on. It's the same powerful network that we're proud of, and why our entire business, wireless and wireline, does so well. So reason number one is really the brand, okay, our brand and reputation. The second, I would say, innovation. We have thousands of data scientists. We invest more in R&D than some of our competitors have in total revenue. We have over 100 patents, and you take that with our open API platform, you really open up the door for a lot of integration that make our products stickier and work better for the end user. Our customers love it, and that's one of the big reasons why these customers choose to go with us. And then lastly, scale. I know when we talk about Verizon Wireless and reselling of Verizon Wireless, I know that's typically a domestic, but we are a global brand. We have offices in 16 countries across the globe. And so we are the number one global telematics provider. And that's why people will go with Verizon Connect instead of a brand that you happen to see at a truck stop that's selling a device for $10. So it's all those reasons why customers are going with us.
Thank you, Nate. Nate Warren and Roy Carpenter, thank you very much for being on Partner News Live.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. I'm afraid we're out of time again. Please note in your calendars that we will be back on July 17 at the same time. We'll have a review of all the new offers and making recommendations as well. We'll also have Noah Weber telling us more about his ongoing project to shoot promotional videos for lead generation. That is leads that we will be passing to you. We'll also be continuing to line up more subject matter experts for the summer and fall, so stay tuned. For today, my thanks to Nate Warren and Roy Carpenter, to Rick Stapp for chopping it up with us about coins in water-filled bags, and of course to the ever-bubbly Shellie. Thanks for watching. Happy Independence Day.